Hello everyone, this is Sabrina. আজকে আবার আর্টিকেল নিয়ে চলে আসলাম articles which is actually very fundamental topic of English grammar. আমি articles এর উপর 3টা ভিডিওস আপলোড করব and this is the day 2 of that same topic. আর এই ভিডিওস গুলো আপনারা শুরু থেকে শেষ পর্যন্ত দেখলে আর্টিকেলের একদম A to Z কোনো কনফিউশন থাকবে না and also you will be able to help your child at home. And this is not the thing that only children, school going kids do mistakes in article. আমরা যারা বড়রা আছি তারাও বলার ক্ষেত্রে স্পিকিং রাইটিং এর ক্ষেত্রে সিভিয়ার মিস্টেকস করি on this very basic grammar. Okay, so to make your writing really attractive and mistakes less, this is very good technique to start with basic grammar. So let's start day 2. আজকের ভিডিওতে আমি ডেফিনেট আর্টিকেল দা নিয়ে ডিসকাস করব বিকজ দা এমন একটা আর্টিকেল উই cannot use anywhere. Okay, there are some restrictions, there are some rules and regulation which I have to follow, which we have to follow. আর ইনডেফিনিট আর্টিকেলের কথা বলতে গেলে হয় কি এ আর এন those have very few rules which we have already learned আর যে কয়টা বাকি আছে সেগুলো আমি নেক্সট ভিডিওতে আপলোড করব বাট এই ভিডিওটা আমি শুধু দা নিয়ে কন্টিনিউ করব সো লেটস স্টার্ট we use the when we think the person listening or reading already knows what we are talking about দাটা আমি ওই নাউনের আগে ইউজ করব যেই নাউনটা অলরেডি ইন্ট্রোডিউসড যেটা আগেই আমার কাছে known, it's not totally unknown to me. Okay, let me give you one example before showing the example. I'm saying the man is ringing the bell, doorbell. Which man? Maybe you will ask me that which man? The man. I cannot say the man, a man. But when I can say the man, when before giving this information, if I introduce that I saw a man outside when I was coming, the man is ringing the doorbell now. Okay, that means I have given some pre-information, some information. I have introduced the man before saying that the man is ringing the doorbell now. So that's why you have to know about the noun and then you can use in the next sentence the for that. Okay, so let me give you a few examples. The sun rises in the east. You know the sun, there is only one sun. Okay, the Statue of Liberty, same for Statue of Liberty. The Eiffel Tower is famous landmark in Paris. The Pacific Ocean is the largest ocean on the earth. The Mona Lisa hangs in the Louvre. So Mona Lisa, remember, it's not a name here. This is the name of an artwork. Okay, and this is only one piece. So that's why we can use the before it. Let's move on. We use the when something has the highest, biggest, oldest, or any other extreme quality. That means when we use superlative form, we have to use the. Okay, superlative forms of the adjective. I hope you know that there are 3 forms of adjective: positive, comparative, and superlative. If the first form is tall, the comparative, I mean the positive form is tall, the comparative is taller, and the superlative is tallest. When we want to say the extreme one, we use the superlative form, and before superlative form we use the. Good, better, the best. Bad, worse, the worst. Okay, high, higher, the highest. The superlative form is basically usually comes with est at the end, and we must have to use the before that. So let me give you a few examples. She's the best singer in the choir. This is the smallest dog in the litter. So I hope you can see the superlative form here: smallest, best, good, better, best. They have really irregular forms, good and for bad. Okay, he is the funniest person I know. Funny, funnier, the funniest. It is the most expensive car in the showroom. So most, as I said, that usually superlative forms ends with est, but if the superlative form, if the adjective has expensive, 3 or more syllables, Usually you cannot change them with er and est. Expensive, expensivier, expensiviest. That's really impossible, right? So in that case, you have to bring more for the comparative form and most for the superlative form. So this is the superlative form, most expensive. I'm feeling that I have to make a video on adjective as well, forms of adjective. That is the coldest day of the year so far. The coldest. Cold, colder, the coldest. So before using any noun which is presenting something in extreme quality, you have to use the. Superlative formটা ইউজ করার আগে আমরা the ইউজ করব। Okay. The is for superlative form of the adjective, but remember the noun we use for the article we use for noun, and this adjective is qualifying, modifying those nouns. So let's move on. Because there is only one in the context. Why? When are you going to use the? When you are talking about those nouns which are according to the situation, this is the only one noun you are talking about, only one thing you are talking about. They are not general more. Okay, so let's see. I left my keys on the table. On the table. So you are talking about that table. This is not any table. You left the tea in a specific table. In this context, you were talking about a specific table. That's why you are using the. We live in a small house next to the church. So we live in a small house, a house which is next to the church. That means I'm talking about a specific church, not next to any church. Okay, but a small house, it can be any house next to that church. Okay, let's meet at the cafe. At the cafe, that means we know I'm talking to my friend. I'm saying, I'm offering him or her that let's meet at the cafe. That means we both know we are talking about which cafe. Cafeta maybe আমরা আগেও গিয়েছি. When we stayed at my grandmother's house, we went to the beach every day. Grandmother house থেকে maybe beachটা অনেক কাছে, that's why we went to the beach every day, and I'm talking about that same beach. That's why this is the specific beach according to this context. Okay, can you pass me the remote? That's a very definite sentence. When we use this kind of sentence in our daily talk at home especially, can you please pass me the remote? I'm talking about a specific remote, not any remote, right? So we use the before a noun. We are talking about all things of that kind. General statement. General, that means we can use the before a noun. That noun represent all kinds of that things with that one noun. I hope you will be clear with the example. Like the dog is loyal. The dog is loyal means, you know what? I'm not talking about only one dog. That dog. That means this dog, a dog jati tai, they are loyal. Okay. This animal is loyal actually. The kangaroo is found only in Australia. That means it doesn't mean that I'm talking about only one kangaroo which can be found in Australia. This is about kangaroo, this animal found in Australia. That means that আমি use করছি we a group before a noun which is representing a group of its all the kinds. Okay, the sun rises in the east. Again, the sun means sun. You cannot say there are more or many suns. It is a very specific, right? The computer helps us work. Any computer. The ocean is vast. I'm talking about I'm giving a general statement about ocean. All the oceans, right? This word ocean is representing all the oceans in the earth. We use the definite article in this way to talk about musical instrument and to refer to a system and service. Before any musical instrument, before any system or service, for example, system means, TV, radio service, hospital service, or train service, ambulance service, police service. Mac plays the piano well. The piano. Piano is a musical instrument. He is learning the guitar. You can say he is learning guitar. He is practicing the trumpet in his room. The trumpet. She is mastering the drums. The flute is a delicate instrument. Flute, bashi. Okay, so before every musical instrument, you have to use the. They call the police. They call the service police. Okay, before police is the. I heard the news. That's also a kind of service system on the radio system. Okay, the used. They used. It should be there. I'm sorry. Um, they used the ambulance, this is a service, to bring him to the hospital. So this is how before any service, system or any musical instrument we have to use the. We can also use the definite article with adjective like rich, poor, elderly, unemployed to talk about groups of people. আচ্ছা, poor একটা adjective, but when we represent a group of people with this adjective, we can use the. Unemployed, elderly, rich, all of this same, huh? The rich should pay more taxes to contribute to the economy. The rich, that doesn't mean I'm talking about only one person. The rich, in general, all the rich. Okay. So this adjective is representing basically here as a noun. Okay, we are using rich here as a noun and it is representing the whole group of people who are rich in the society. Life becomes harder for the poor for the inflation. The poor, for the poor. That means for the poor people. So instead of using people, you can only use the poor to present all the group of people who have financial crisis. She works for a group to help the elderly. That means, the senior citizen, right? So she works for a group to help the elderly. So here, elderly is representing the old people of the society. Okay, the group of people who are old, the elderly. So let's see. We do not normally use the definite article with names. For example, Jack Rowling wrote Harry Potter. Dhaka is the capital city of Bangladesh. Capital of Bangladesh. India is in Asia. Before names, we don't use article, but it is not always true. There are few names which starts with article the. For example, see the names which is kingdom, state, republic, this kind of words before the country's name, if you found, you have to use the. কিছু কিছু দেশ আছে যেগুলো নামের আগে কিংডম থাকে, স্টেট থাকে, রিপাবলিক থাকে, আর কিছু কান্ট্রিজ আছে যাদের নাম প্লুরাল. ওকে, before those countries names you must have to use the. So let's see the example. The United States. So they have states here and this is states. At the same time, this is plural. You must have to use the before it. Kingdom, the United Kingdom. If you have kingdom in the name, you must have to use the. The People's Republic of China. Republic. If you have republic, there are a lot of countries which have republic in their country's name. Okay. So you have to use the before it. The Netherlands. See, it's a plural form. So you have to use the Philippines. The. We use definite article the before geographical features such as mountain range, group of island, rivers, sea, oceans, canals, newspapers names, well-known building names, work of art and organizations. Before all these things, we have to use the. This is mandatory. The Himalayas, the Amazon, the Pacific, the Daily Star, the Guardians, these are the newspaper names, the Taj Mahals, well-known building, the Mona Lisa, artwork, work of art, the United Nations, organization's name, the United Nations. You can't say only United Nations. nation. So these are kind of nouns before which you must have to use the article the. So here I have given some exercise sentence which will help you to practice using article. This is not about all the sentences with the. You may get chance to use a or an as well. So I hope you will do practice and you will find the answers with the link in the comment box, description box, and watch the next video to get the complete lesson on article. ভিডিও আর্টিকেলের 1 থেকে 3 পর্যন্ত সবগুলো ভিডিওস দেখলে আর আর্টিকেলের জন্য অন্য কারোর কাছে হেল্প নেওয়া লাগবে না আশা করি। And till the next video, bye bye and see you.